bringing it up. That's not too bad. Okay, get that sound so you can hear me. Alrighty, so what do we need to do? We need to grab this body. And we've got that body. We need to get in there and drill those holes. I've got the drill bit too. I've got black hardware. It's got Mr. Glynn's Cruel Mistress vintage telly pickups, rust saddles, bone nut. It's all good. Where the weed at? What's going on? Thank you for the follow. Good to see you. Welcome on in. Oh! Okay, so that's the guy there. But that's to show you that copper-looking red cedar when it really gets polished up. It really looks copperish. Go on top. That's what we did there. That back's going to be smooth. Absolutely. They are they can be used. If you watch the old flamenco guys, the old Spanish guys, they're doing all that stuff. They're going tipper-tupper, ring, tipper-tupper, ding-dong-dang. So it's all good. Right, here we go. There's the back. Bringing it up, that's not too bad. Okay, get that sound so you can hear me. Alrighty, so what do we need to do? We need to grab this body, and we've got that body. We need to get in there and drill those holes. I've got the drill bit too. I've got black hardware. It's got Mr. Glynn's Cruel Mistress vintage telly pickups, rust saddles, bone nut. It's all good. Where the weed at? What's going on? Thank you for the follow. Good to see you. Welcome on in. Oh! Okay, so that's that guy there. But that's to show you that copper-looking red cedar when it really gets polished up. It really looks copperish. Go on top. So that's what we did there. That back's going to be sensational. That is so smooth. Very good. Ha! Absolutely. They are. Can you guys hear me? How you doing? Looks like we've got a frozen camera. Let me just sort that out. Hopefully that fixes that up. Yep, we're back. How you doing, guys and girls? Welcome to the stream. Manny here from the Guitar Show. Hope you're having a good weekend. Terry's in the house. How you doing? Rage. Who else have we got? Dana's here. Hello there. Leslie's here. Hello there. Guys and girls. Nice teal t-shirt. Teal, 4000 grit. Now, where are we up to? Remember last time we were doing some prep work on the body. We've got a bit more done. Just going to flip over and show you guys where we're at. If I can activate the camera. Nothing seems to be working today. Why is that? There we go. Ooh, look at that color. We've got that color on there. So we've got that stone. We've got that stone color on there. That slate pearl grey finish that we wanted on there. and there's no oil on that. That's just the pearl finish that gives it that satin shine. The grain isn't as prominent as we want it to be. We probably need to sand that back and do a little bit of refining. But the shape's nice and the color is awesome. So that's looking quite good. The back, of course, we've got that cut in there now. There's the belly cut in there. So we've got that guy done. You can see that. And that's looking pretty good there. So we've got to cut out the cavities. The neck's fitting nicely. You can see the curves there. They sort of match up. There's a little bit of continuity there, a bit of flow in that circular arrangement. And that's what she looks like. Not too bad. I think that's coming along nicely. We're going to stain this a cedar color, just give it a little bit more amber. And we're going to then oil that back and that those edges. And that amber is going to really clash, really contrast that top. So the top is quite good. It looks very, very nice. Refreshing. Briggsy. George. Refresh, please. Am I back? Can you guys see me? There's a little bit of an issue. I dropped out slightly. We should be okay now, I think. Yeah, let me know if we're good. There's a bit of a delay. How you doing, George? Good to see you, mate. Welcome to the stream. We see you well. Okay, cool. We're good. Okay, so here it is. I'm just going to bring you back to the bench. Have a look at this color on a different surface. You can just see the red tinge through that stone granite sort of slaty sort of look. Sorry about that. I'm hitting the wrong buttons. We're all over the shop at the moment. Okay. There we go. So you can see the grain just peeking through there, a little bit of red. You've got that stone granite. It matches. It goes really well with that neck. It's something else. So that guy is going to be put together very, very shortly. You've got that pearl finish. That pearl is making it shine like that. There's no other finish on there. There's the tummy cut on the back of that. I'll show you that. So there's that tummy cut there. Okay, so we've got that guy cut away there. And of course, we're matching that up with that little area there. There's a lot of scratches on here. I've got to sand back. I'm going to do some sanding and stuff before we stain. We've also got to cut out that guy there. So I'm going to work on that now. We've got this piece of matching flamed Watsy Duva. And we're going to pop that guy. We're going to paint that the same color as the front. And we're going to pop that guy in there. I'm going to cut that out rectangular. The reason I'm using rectangular is because there's a little control board in there going in with the pot. So we need a little bit more room than the front tends to indicate. Usually we'd have a little slim ovally or D-shaped panel on the back. We're going with a square because we need a bit of room on this side to put a panel in there where everything plugs in. Okay. Orby's in the house. Is he in the house? We've just shouted him out. He may be in the house. He's probably around somewhere. Let's take this neck out. So tell me, guys, do you like that sort of effect? What do you think of that finish? Give me a 1 if you like it. Give me a 2 if you think we should do something else. I'm not going to do anything else, of course, but I just want to know what you think. And we've got to paint. What we're going to do now is, before we get stuck into that, I just want to paint, get a little coat of paint in on that. There's a little bit of filing to do with this guy here. And then I'm going to paint the inside of that F hole. So I'm just going to clean that little guy up. There's a little bump there I need to clean up. That's better. I like to clean these things up, make sure they're tidy. And smoothing those lines out, make sure there's no bumps. That's pretty good. We're going to paint that guy now with, I've got some brushes here. I'll grab those. We're going to put a little bit of black in there just to, the same color. Actually, I've got some grey left over. We're going to use that grey paint and we're going to just paint the insides Let me grab those brushes. On, they like it. Excellent. Yes, Briggsy, we had a little freeze there because I hit the wrong button. That's just my mistake. Being a doofus sometimes does that to you. Am I a doofus sometimes, Terry? You tell me. Got our new brush set. I've just picked up some cheapies. Getting ready for Black Rose, the 24-hour stream, of course, guys and girls. Don't forget about that guy. 4th of March, 24-hour build. Black Rose. She's going to be a burgundy-coloured telly body, solid body, made of mountain ash. We're going to have a beautiful floral arrangement on there, a black rose as they call it. And we're going to use a lot of these brushes and get some really nice artwork done on that guy when we build it. In the meantime, though, I'm going to use one of these guys and fill in that little F hole and just colour that in and blend that in a little bit. So we're going to just get that. You can see there's a little bit of white showing in there. I just want to colour that so that it blends in a little bit better. And then we're good to go. Let me open this guy up without destroying the packet completely. There is a double-sided seamed. Okay, that's seamed there. I need to cut that across there. Grab my scissors. Gatto's in the house. Gatto, what's going on? Rightio. We're going to use this little flat guy. Nice and stiff. And we'll get in there. Get some of that resin, that glue off there. Okay, so we're going to get in there and just touch that guy up. Very easily done with this flat brush. Perfect for getting in tight corners and large flat spaces. It's about a 1/4 inch thick there. So we're just going to cover that. You can't see anything there. It blends in really nicely. That's done. A little bit down here. There we go. And you can see the difference. See in there, it's a little bit more prominent now, and you can't see any of that wood, that rough cutting or filing there. So we're going to colour that in, and that'll blend in a lot nicer. Do this side as well. Like that. Finally, a new paintbrush. This one has bristles. Terry, you're very, very clever today. Somewhat of a smart ass. That's good. I like that. I like that sassiness. It's a funny colour. It takes some getting used to, but you do get used to it. And once you put the neck and the hardware against this guy, it really starts to pop and look a lot nicer, a lot more matched and smart. You've got to look at the whole thing when you make a decision about how something looks. It's like a suit. When I buy a suit or a jacket or something, I never just buy it off the coat hanger. I've got to put it on. And I've got to wear, the right shirt with it. Just check it out. Having said that, I don't like to hang around shopping centres. I just get into the mall and get what I want and get the hell out of there. But I do take the time to get the true vibe and the true sense of that guy that I want to pick up. Let me just clean that up. Wipe some of that excess off the top there. I don't want any muck. There we go. Just clean that up. It's looking good. Let's finish this side on this. Sure, this side's pretty much done. Just a little bit more on top. Bit of a gap in there we've missed. There. Nice. We're done. Let me just grab a bit of water. Clean that guy down. There we go. All right, so there's our F hole. Ta-da! That F hole's a lot darker now, and looks a lot smarter. It matches up nicely with that color scheme. No funny light colors showing in there. It all looks pretty good. There might be a little bit of white. No, that's okay. Oh, there's a little bit of white. What I didn't do, and that's very, very well picked up, even though albeit late by me, is the little holes in there. I've got to get a little round brush, and I want to just touch up those little holes in there as well. Just clean this brush. Okay, that's good. I'll grab a little tiny pointy brush and get in amongst it and clean up that little guy. So I'll use this little sharp brush. I just want to get in there and just tidy up that little guy. There's a little bit of white showing inside those holes there. Color code those as well. Like so. Do the bottom one as well. Just done that little hole there. I'm going to do this one here as well. Okay, we're good. Now, wipe this brush. And we're good to go. What I want to do now is I want to put this body away. So there's our body. Yeah, that's nice and that finish is applied. Looks pretty good. What's happening, Mav? Good to see you. Okay, we've got a little bit more work to go on that body. So we've got this guy as well. So we've got to get the hole cut out there. But before we do that, I want to get the plate done. So I'm going to put this guy over here and get the plate done so we know what we're dealing with. Pop that down and get that plate sorted out. So here's our plate. We want to cut that to size. I'm going to use pretty much this width here. I'm going to cut a square. Where's that little square? Here we go. I think this side's square. It is. This side isn't square. Yes, it's slightly warped, so I'm going to square that off. Right there. Like that. And I'm going to join this guy down here. I'm going to saw this guy, and there's our plate. I'm going to shape that, get a nice rectangle, and then we're going to use that on the back. Next to it is going to be a battery box as well, so we need to measure the battery box and cut that out as well. This is a nice bit of figure, so we're going to stain that as well once we put the holes in there, screw holes and what have you. What we need to do though is we need to, obviously this is quite thick, we're going to plane that or sand that down as well. Let's get the shape cut out first. I'm just going to put it on the bench here. I'll move this camera around, swing you guys around to here. Okay, grab that little guy. We've got our little Japanese razor saw here. Use the cross cut. I'm just going to cut that straight down there. Save that little offcut. That will make a nice little truss rod cavity cover. Try and save as much of this stuff as we can. I'm going to pop over and just sand this down to size. Just take that a little bit out with a sander. And then we have a nice rectangular piece. I'm going to just measure that up. Make sure those sides are square, straight. Nice and straight. Good. Good. Okay, so that's nice and rectangular. We want to round those corners off. I'm going to grab my little round corner thingy-me-bobby. template and just take that round. So grab a sharp pencil. Just making a little rounder mark and rounding this off to make it neat and tidy. Like so, I'll quickly go and work on those. And we have a nice plate with a nice rounded edges there. Okay, so you've got those. Now we need screw holes in there, of course. Center hole there. Right in the center of that is where the screw holes are going to go. I'm going to countersink these guys, drill through and countersink. Yeah, grab the drill. We'll drill some holes in there, just some pilots. Get that guy going. Don't forget, guys and girls, keep an eye out. Mark it down on your calendars if you haven't already. 4th of March. 4th of March, guys and girls. 24-hour build stream. We're building a telly-style solid body out of this beautiful piece of ash. Right here. So that guy's solid body, it's going to be a burgundy, dark, deep burgundy color. A bit darker than that. It's going to have black hardware. It's going to have a flamed maple, Canadian flame maple neck. And it's going to have a rosewood fretboard. And pickups from Mr. Glynn's Cruel Mistress vintage voiced telly, hot telly pickups. Very, very impressive. And I will do that in 24 hours, guaranteed. So tune in on the 4th, guys. And that's the 4th of March at 12 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time. So look it up in your calendars. Look it up in your time zone converters. Make sure you mark that in. 12 midday here is right about now. So whatever time it is in your area right now is the time that it will start. And when I say 4th, I mean my 4th, which is your 3rd if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, or your 4th if you're here in the Southern Hemisphere with me. Yes, and Terry's got all the commands there, and that'll tell you a little bit more. So exclamation 24R8, HR, 24 hour, that'll tell you the details. Who have you got? We've got Piffle Jam. Thank you for the follow earlier on. Sorry I missed you. Welcome on in. Okay, there's the neck for that guy, by the way. That's going on that grey thing that we just built. We still need to just finish the thickness of that and get that right. It's a little bit on the thicker side. I need to take a little bit more off and a bit of sanding, but we've got a bit more work to do on getting this back and this body finished. So I'll get this plate done. Let's drill these holes. And we're going to colour that after we mark out the body. let's countersink those. Put this drill away. We'll get the countersink drill bit. Here. Got these guys here. That's the guy I want to use. 6 mil. No Bear Kid wants to know my favorite build. My favorite build. Okay, that's an interesting one. It's a good question. Sorry for missing that in the chat. Thank you for pointing that out, Dana. My favorite build would have to be. Look, I really like building tellies. They're just easy to build. They work really well. The simple design is really pushed. I'm really enjoying this build here. I'm really liking this neoclassical hybrid that I designed based on the Jazzmaster. So I'm really enjoying the chambered bodies as well. Les Pauls, they're probably my least favorite build. This guy's my favorite, I think, with the tellies. So, and the strats. I love building strats as well. So strats, tellies, no particular order, but strats, tellies, and this guy here are probably my favorite builds. I do love doing carves. I do love doing carved tops. Les Pauls, because of the shape, because of their really prominent roundness, and because that neck angle and the set neck, anything with a set neck is a lot harder than a bolt-on neck. You've got to there's a lot more carpentry and a lot more lutherie involved in angles and maths and getting things right. So it's a lot more difficult. I don't hate it for that reason. It just makes it my least favorite. But the results are beautiful. I'll show you one of the ones that I did, which is a chambered Les Paul. Good old Uma. We still have it here. So Uma, there's a chambered Les Paul that I did there. So you can see it's a thin line. It's a lot thinner than a normal one. But you've got that set neck. It's glued in. So you've got all this. You've got to get that angle right. See how that angle, it drops away at about 4 degrees. And you've got, angled the nose dives on the body. So you've got to get those curves right. And to do that, it's a lot more work. So, but thank you for following No Bear Kid. Really appreciate you being here. You're awesome. Ha! Thank you very much, mate. You are awesome. But that guy there is for JMO over in Indiana. And it was meant to be shipped to him. It got damaged and dropped. There is a fine crack right through there. It doesn't matter. I'm still going to send it to him. I've reinforced that. You can barely see that. There's a tiny little mark there. It's not too bad. The neck was broken. I replaced the neck. The courier did a real mash-up job of this one. So this is a new neck, and that's just being sanded and shaped. And I'm just going to you can see I've taken that heel off there because he wanted, that shape is a 1950 Martin profile, acoustic. It's his favorite neck, so I've made it similar to the Martin in terms of size and shape. And he wanted that corner of that Les Paul cut out because he plays a lot up here, and it tends to dig in. That sharp point tends to dig in. So I've rounded that off and contoured that a little bit better with the body, so it's a lot simpler and lighter on his hand when he holds it up from there. But that guy is Purple Heart, Dana's favorite. Dana will tell you that. And the back's Purple Heart. It is a very heavy guitar, therefore it is fully chambered. We've got what I call an island block in there, which is part of the original body. That's the only thing left. I've chambered all the way around there like a moat, what I call a moat chamber. And you've got the block in there, which takes the a little bit of good anchor for the fittings for the bridge and for the tail stop. So that guy is almost done. We just got to get that neck sorted out, and we've repaired that from the damage that was done in transit. So that crack is fixed. You can see that crack along there. There's a crack right along there. It goes all the way down, all the way to there. But I've reinforced that, so it's going to hold. And it's the front isn't damaged, which is good. It's just that back just sort of popped a little bit. We resealed that, and everything's up to date. Everything's lined up. We've got the electrics still in there. I've covered them up. Just got to reset those pickups, reset the hardware, and get that strung up. But yeah, that's a great build, but it's a hard build, so it makes it my least favorite. Orby, what's going on? Orby, are you on the stream? You are. Big shout out to that man. And Blacksmith Pop, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you as well. Hey, guys, we've got the color on there. There it is. There's our slate. That's our slate pearl slate finish. It's straight off the rag. It's just stain. That pearl finish gives it that satin shine. There's no oil on that guy there. It's self-sealing, and you can see the curves there. It's done and dusted. I think I'm really happy with that shape. What do you think of that, guys? Show the guys that just came in. The back, we've got that nice belly cut in there. You can see that cut right there. Okay. And we've got that nice round collar, that crew neck sort of cut across there. And it makes this little horn area here prominent, a little bit of shape there, a little bit of a feature, I guess. And we're going to just work on the plate now to get that electronic compartment in there for the EMG electrics. So there's our shape there. I'll put that neck on there, and I think Orby will like this neck because he tends to like streaky coloured ebony and funny rosewood colours. And this one's one of the better ones, I think. It's very, very characteristic of those beautiful free-flowing grains. There it is together. Okay, that's going to look pretty good, I think. Orby, I'd love to hear your thoughts, my friend. What do you think? Do you say yay or nay? What do you think of that, baby? There's the back. Show you that heel. Purple Heart as an accent to one of his current builds. His, yes. B. Bumstead, Marky Mark. Yay, Rage likes. Rage, what do you think? You like that, don't you? I knew you'd like that. It's turned out really, really well. I'm really pleased with the carve and pleased with the accents that colour gives it. And it's very subtle. So I'll pop you onto this camera and you get a better look at that guy. Move this guy around. You can see a lot of the red through it, but that pearl finish really throws that color. It's a stony sort of slate. I wanted to get that slatey stone look. So it's a rock. It looks like rock. It's made to rock. So yeah, a little bit bright in here with these lights. I might just hit this light and see if we can get a true indication of the color. There it is. There you can see the patterns through there now. It gives it that very stony, slatey look. That redwood is shining through, but you've got that grey and that pearl, especially around the feathered edges as well. A little bit of a burst there, and that tends to mottle it up a bit. Good one. I'm glad you like it, guys. I really it makes my day when you guys say you like my stuff, because I really I aim to please, and it's a new design and I wanted to make sure I got it right. I think I got it right. I'm starting to really like the shape, and I might even make one for myself. How's that? No, it fits well, and it's because it is a flat top and because it does have a hard tail, that bridge area is pretty flat. It makes it easy, and it makes it you can get a really nice shred low action on this, and it's a real shredder, especially with those Kirk EMGs in there. It's going to be a wickedly hot sound. So looking forward to plugging that guy in. Okay, let's get back to doing some work. I'll switch the bench back over. We'll get this guy away and down to the bench, and we're going to countersink these holes and get this plate. So this plate is the same as the top. We're going to stain that the same color, that stone color, and we're going to it's going to contrast. The back of this guy, of course, is mahogany. It's very light mahogany. We're going to stain that as like a golden copper cedar color. Give that a little bit of darkness and a bit more amber. Once that amber's up, it's going to look really good with that top, especially since I've got a very fine 2 millimeter gap on that cap, and you're going to see a little bit of faux binding as that tends to accentuate. You can just see it there. There's a little bit of faux binding as that guitar body doesn't quite, or actually overshoots the cap. So I did that deliberately. I sanded that back like that to give a little bit, about a millimeter or two, of a faux binding look. And we're going to get that guy sorted out. Okay, let's get on to it. We'll get this guy countersunk and put him down and mark that out on the body and drill those holes. Okay, so we've got to get this countersunk. We've got the holes drilled. Here's the countersink, 6 mil. Just a very slight countersink, only a couple of mil deep. Like that. Very subtle, very, very smooth. Done. Okay, so that's going to take those screw heads nice and neatly. And we still have to thin that out a little bit. It's a little bit on the thick side. It's about 1/4 inch. We want to go about 1/8 of an inch for that cap. We're going to take some of that off with the thicknesser. That's okay. We're going to get this guy done first, and we're going to use this as a template for now to get that body down here and sort it out. So I'm going to do that up here. Flip this guy around. Okay, we've got our bench up here set up for the body with our rubber. Take that neck out. Flip that guy over. I'm going to mark this guy right here. Okay, I'm going to slant it a little bit just so it's easier access to those pots, the 3 pots that lined out through here, or the 2 pots and the switch, I should say. So we're going to sit that guy in there like that. I don't want to put it square like that because there's a pot up there and it's going to be hard to get to. So you can see it actually does, if I can bring that to there, it probably will work. But doing that is a lot better. It gives us better coverage. So I'm going to mark it like so. And right here is going to be a battery pack, another hole for the battery, and that's going to be in the actual, and I'm glad it comes all the way here. I actually might do that as a straight panel, and it's going to have a hole that's matching it up there. Let's see how we're going to get to those. I think we'll reach those there. Yeah, that should be okay. Go like that. Mark that guy out. Okay. I'm going to leave a good 1/4 inch. So I'm going to leave this corner alone. That's where the screw's going in. So I've got to leave a post in there. I've got to leave a post in here. I've got to leave a post in here. I've got to leave a post in here. Essentially, we're not going to route that out. We're going to route down into the cavity, but we're not going to drill. We're going to drill either side of that hole and leave that post stump sitting up there, a little bit of bulk to get that screw to bite straight in there, right? So that one's a little bit out. I'll just refine that one a little bit. Okay. And that will make sure that those screws bite into some substance. Okay, that's that guy there. The battery box will go there next to it. We don't need to cut out the battery box hole at the moment. Briggsy, what's going on? Titbits, I don't know if you get them or not. If not, I give up, at least for tonight. Titbits. You can do tips. You can't do bits, but you can do tips. If you actually clicked on the tip link and you pop some cents in there or a buck, that's definitely, I will definitely get that. Sometimes the thing on the screen doesn't work. The little glass on the screen, so don't worry too much about it. Normally you could see stuff falling down into that glass down there, the corner of your screen, if you can see it. It plays up. The widget's not great, so I've just got it there just to animate the thing a little bit, but it's all good. I'm going to drill this guy out here, and then we're going to route. But before I do that, I want to mark out some space and some parameters not to cross over. So we're going to mark a good 1/4 inch of ledge for that guy to sit on. That. Okay, so there's our no-go zone. So that means we've got to get rid of all this. Okay, we've got to drill all the way through there. So I'm going to do that here because it's softer and easier, and I'm just going to use the hand drill. You don't have to go through too far. It's only about 5 millimeters thick at the base here because I have routed that out. So we're going to do the holes in there, and then we'll know how much ledge we've got, and we know how thick to get that top and get it fitting flush to the surface. Yeah, Briggs, it should be okay. You'll be fine. I'll definitely get them. Okay. Thank you very much, too. There's no obligation, by the way, guys and girls, to tip. But thank you for doing that anyway. This grain is actually beautiful. I do like this mahogany and what it's doing down here. And when I stain this, that will actually, you'll see all those beautiful lines. It's going to really pop that. We're going to use a cedar stain, a very light or a very coppery amber. And that copper is going to look really good with that slaty stone top. It's going to look very, very earthy and very, very cool, I think. That's the vision I have anyway. We'll see how that pans out. Let's get the drill on here. I'll flick this guy over and get the big bits, as they say. And we'll rip into it. Rip into it. It's going to drill by hand. There's no point going to the press. It's a lot easier just drilling them by hand. I've got to get the big drill from the other room. Okay, we've got a couple of Forstners here. We're going to use this big guy here. We're going to do both sides and go all the way down there and basically hog out most of that. Then we're going to line this guy up, get the router and clean that up. Probably use the little Dremel. It's only 5 mil thick, so we won't need the big router. We'll just use the little Dremel on the router base and just tidy up those edges. Okay. Let's grab this big boy. Terry, safety first. What do I need? Do I need a mask? Yes, I think I'll use one. High speed. Should get through it in no time. We'll whack a mask on just in case we don't want to breathe any of that stuff in. Copper and black pearl. Leslie, you are not wrong. It does look a lot like black pearl. It's got that black pearl finish. It's very, very high end, if you ask me. It's starting to look like something some snob would buy at Tiffany's. Okay, Bridge. Keep safe. Catch you later. Thanks for being here. Let's drill down on this guy here. Okay, that's one hole. I'm going very slow because I don't want to crack it. That's why I'm going very, very slow. It does crack. You can see the back, that's where the plate is. So we'll be able to actually screw down some of that access, some of those, connector plate for those EMGs and the pickups. Sorry, the pickups will go into there and the pots go in here, they're out of the way. So all that cabling, there's a lot of room there for that cabling. Tom, what's going on? Almost through. Gotta be gentle. Gotta be gentle. Okay. For Tom's benefit, Tom, there it is. There's the top. All coloured. Okay, so we've got that slate look. We're just doing the back now and cutting out that cavity. There's our belly cut, our tummy cut. There's our crew neck cut. Okay. Nice pearl finish. Black pearl. Yeah, it's the internet connection. I don't know what's going on there, but don't sweat it, Tom. There's no drop packets. It's just definitely something to do with the connection or some interference. The speed is actually okay. I'm not freezing at all. It's just jumpy. It could be my video monitor as well. I doubt it though. It's only the playback. Okay. I'm going to leave that. I'm going to go a big one here. And then I'm going to use some smaller ones. switch over to the smaller one. Okay. That's the majority of that cavity cut out. We're just going to cut out the rest of it now. Move over to, so that guy's going to sit there like that. Take a little break for a minute. I need to get some water. Okay, guys and girls, let me catch up with the chat. I'll have a drink. Cheers, Big Ears. He's looking up your old address. Fantastic. Great. We're going to route. What we're going to do is we've got to get the router now. We're going to set some straight edges on here. Okay, we're going to pretty much set some straight edges on here, clamp them down. We're going to run that router across there and clean that edge up. Do the same to this edge, do the same to that edge, do the same to that edge. Once we clean those edges up, we'll then be in a position to do the same on the outside, but only halfway down. And there'll be a nice ledge along there for this guy to sit on. And of course, these corners we're leaving and their pillars are going to be there. We're going to drill into those, and it's going to actually, there's a good 9 millimeters or about a third of an inch, just over a third of an inch of mahogany there for that screw to bite into. And this is going to be, this is a bit too thick. That's about a 1/4 inch. We're going to go down to about an 1/8, about halfway. And then we're going to color that the same color as the front. And that guy's going to sit there like that. And there's going to be a battery box in there for the battery and a hole going through there to feed the battery leads into there. Because these are active pickups, they need a 9-volt battery to drive them in a preamp circuit. Pears and pills. Ha! Okay. So we've got to get this guy lined up. We're going to get this on the bench. Let me make some room. Finished with the countersink. We're finished with the drill. I'm going to grab the router, which I've got here. I'm going to pop this guy down on the bench. I'll just use this foam because it just protects that cover from scratching. strap that guy down. Let me grab a nice big long beam across there. Nice piece of Tasmanian oak. We're going to put that guy across there. We're going to clamp that guy down. We're going to route this guy out all the way to there. Okay. Grab clamps. What do we need, Terry? Clamps. Let's get those clamps. All of them. That's right. Okay. Right along that line. That ain't going anywhere, guys and girls. I need to get a drill bit, not a drill bit, a router onto there. I've got that guy set up and ready to go. I need the big bit. We need the big bit. Let's change that guy over. Tight as a fish's backside, as they say. That's watertight. Okay, we're good to go. Make sure that's powered off. This hood on there first. There we go. Rock and roll. Plug it in. And do our thing. Okay, safety first. Terry, what do we need? Masks, gloves, eyes, hairnets. What else do we need? Chastity belts. Everything. We've got to put everything on. Okay. Steel cap boots, that's right. I've got those in the other room. Glasses. Gloves. And go. Go time! Let's get that big spider out of my glove first. Okay, he's gone. Cut gloves. No. No cut gloves. I like using metal mesh. Armor plate. Chain mail. Welcome on in, Naked Carpenter. That's a very good name, by the way. I do like that. Check this guy out, make sure she's spinning. Good to go. Okay, not too bad, we're almost there. I just got to drop that ever so slightly. There. Okay, we're good. Oh, cowbell. Good. Good to go. Good to go. Who we got? Brody Lou, what's going on? Good to see you. Berry Blue Jay, thanks for the follow. You guys, welcome on in. My name's Manny. I've got a mask on my face. That's why I sound very, very funny. Well, I sound funny anyway because I'm based in Sydney, Australia. But let me finish this and I'll take that off and have a say hello. It's hot in here and I hate wearing those masks. Where are we? How you doing, guys and girls? Welcome on in. Thank you. My name's Manny. This is the Guitar Show in Oz. Welcome on in. Gopher's in the house too. Goph, what's going on, brother? So we got Brother Lou, or Brother Low. Thank you for the follow earlier on. And Barry Blue Jay. Welcome on in, guys. We are building this custom commission based on a Jazz Master. I call it the Neoclassical. It's my own custom shape. There it is there. It has a pearl gunmetal type slate finish. You can see the Australian red gum underneath that. Just a little bit of a mottled red tinge through there. And the neck for that guy, and that's on mahogany. That cap is on a mahogany cap. We're just cutting out the cavity for the EMGs. We've got EMGs going in this. We've got a control panel in there with all the controls, and we've also got a battery box to do here. We've got the neck, which is a coachwood neck and a beautiful streaky ebony fretboard. I'll pop that in there and give you guys a good look. There she is. That's what she's going to look like. Black hardware, one volume, one tone, three-way switch. EMG Kurt Hammett bone breakers, so it's going to be nice and loud and nice and angry. There she goes. Back of that guy, of course, we've got a little bit of a cutaway at the neck there, little crew cut, and we've got a little bit of a belly or tummy cut in there as well, just to give that a little bit more ergonomic feel. It cleans up that back nicely, and we're just doing the cavity now for those controls, and we're almost getting there to the point of staining that mahogany a copper red cedar color, and then we're going give that a bit more amber. And then we're going with Danish oil, maybe 3 or 4 coats, get a nice satin finish, much like the top. So that's coming along nicely. What did I use on that? Goph, that is basically watercolored paint. I've got a black mixed with a white pearl. The white pearl is this guy here. It's a Feast Watson stain and varnish, and it does mix well with the water base. Okay, and it's a what they call a liming white, and that mixed in with, so you'd whitewash things with this, but mixed in with the water and the black, I managed to get it to get that pearl essence. And do you like that? Do you think that looks okay? What do you think of the color? What do you think of that finish? There's no oil on that. It's just the finish that we get out of this stuff here. Nice. Okay, cool. Yeah, it looks good. Okay, excellent. I'm glad you like it, because it's always nice to get feedback from people. So that's starting to come along. I do like the feel of that. It's pretty light. It's not that heavy. It's a nice balance. There's no neck dive there. It's a really nice medium to light to medium weight. Being chambered, of course. 1 F hole. You can see the F hole there. It's chambered on both sides, and that's what you can see there. There's the block right there. That's the middle block, the center block going right through. Right through there. So we're getting there. Terry likes it. Terry, always so nice to the guitars on this show. Okay, we're just going to finish off that cavity with a router. So give me a second. We've got a bit more fiddling to do. Flick you guys over. Let's get our safety gear on. We've got to do these ends now. So I've got to get this guy done across here. There. Get my goggles on because I can't see anything. Square that up. There we go. That's better. Okay, I'm just going to get that guy cut into there. Take that off. Grab that router. Let's clean that up. Mask. Terry, get that mask back on. In voice of Yoda. Feisty. Yes, indeed. Okay. Gloves. Let's go. Let's do this. Okay. Okay, that's the main shape. we've got to do the same thing now. We've got to come down a little bit lower on the outside edge. Not as far. We need to only go down about halfway. So I'm going to change the bit on this guy. Put a small bit on there. Let me see actually. What I'm going to do here, we're going to check the height of this guy. Okay, that's going to come up. Yeah. Okay. Unplug that. Safety first. We grab the shorter bit because we don't need to go down as far. This is unplugged. We can take this off. Let's have a look now. Back up. Check the height. Perfect. Okay. That's pretty good. We're going to go there. Okay, all we've got to do now is line this guy up. So, same deal. Clamp it down. It's got to be accurate. Okay. Plug this guy in. And off we go. Come on. Okay, here we go. One more to go. slipping. Like that. Try something smaller. Patience, patience, patience. We get it right. There we go. One more clamp. Clamp. Okay. Is that right? No, that's not right. Is that right? No, it's not right. Oh. Moving. That's not good. I'm just trying to line this up perfectly, guys and girls. That's pretty much it there. There we go. Right. That's it. All right. Okay. Good to go. We can do this. Freehand that little corner. Okay, we're good. Whew. So we're looking okay. Pretty neat. Okay, what do we got? A question. Let's take a break because I'm all dusted out and I'm all routed out. Let me unplug that router just for safety. And I'll answer some questions. What do we got? Put my specs on and I see a question. It says, Gopher, that is nearly a foreign language to me. What does he ask? Does anyone have an opinion on TV Jones pickups? There's a Supertron on Marketplace I'm thinking about getting to use instead of Hot Rails pickups. Yeah, look, they're fine. It depends what you want. TV Jones are pretty good. I like them. They're not my cup of tea, but they are a good pickup. So in terms of the quality, I agree, and I can give it the thumbs up. For a Filtertron, they're very good. Are they my cup of tea? No, they're not. But yes, they would be good for that sort of tone in a semi-acoustic or a arch top like a Gretsch or a Super 400 or something like that. Have a look at Mr. Glynn's Filtertrons as well. If you want to look at some Filtertrons, check out Mr. Glynn's. There are sound samples and videos of guys playing those Filtertrons as there are with all his pickups on Mr. Glynn's website. So Terry, throw up Mr. Glynn's website. Go and have a listen, mate, and have a listen to what they should sound like. Yeah, TV Jones are pretty good. I like their quality. Their quality is superb, and as Orby says, they are awesome. Yeah, well, secondhand. Yeah, if you want to grab a secondhand one, that's fine. Just remember, you don't know the condition it's in, right? You're assuming it's working fine. You're assuming it's all good, but I guess you'll find out when you get them. $80. That's a pretty good price. It might be worth it. You're behind. Never mind. Okay, let's have a look at this guy. Get all that man glitter out of there. We've got ourselves a cavity cut out, nice and neat. Okay, we're going to try and fit that. See what kind of fit we got in there. I suspect the hole's a little bit on the tighter side, but that's okay because I can always file and sand the plate itself and fit that in there. Let's have a little look-see. Where is that plate? Here it is. Well, what do you know? It sort of fits. That's not bad. Not bad straight off the rank, and that doesn't actually need any cutting. It's pretty much flush. I am so happy with that. I got the depth right and everything. Look at that. I got the depth right and everything. Look at that. Perfect fit. Beautiful. Beautiful. I'm going to put a little lip in there where I normally put a little lip in to flip that lid out because it is quite thick. But that's lovely. I will use some longer screws because it is a little bit on the thick side. I'll probably need screws that are about ½ an inch long. But that's a nice fit. Okay, we got that guy in there. Okay, nice and tidy. Right next to it, we're going to put the battery box, and then we're going to drill through there a little cavity and get that access to that battery box cavity. But we won't be doing that today because I'm almost out of time. What I do want to do is just give that a light sand, and I want to put a little bit of color on there and see what that looks like with the color. So let's do that now. I'm just going to flip this over. What I do want to do is get some color on this guy. So let me flip that out. And we want to color that plate. First things first is get that all black so I can sand that off later. Trying to get this guy out. And this is why I put a little corner in there, which is what I'm about to do right now with the router. While I've got that guy set there, plug that guy in. Just quickly, just going to touch that little corner there and have a little bit of a lip for my finger access. I'm just going to make that a little bit shallower. Turn that guy on. there and flip that out. Okay, easy to grab. Get your little fingertip in there. I'm going to sand that out. It's a little thing I generally do to the back of my my guys. Like that. Put that guy in there. And we want to pull that out. It's as simple as that. Okay. So that guy's set. Going to colour that guy, going to colour the back of this. There are some scratches here. I do need to sand this a little bit more. I won't do the body now. What I will do is this guy here. So let me put the body away. And we'll have a little look at that in a minute. I'm just going to paint this black. Grab my stain and get that grain to pop. A little bit of black stain. Cedar, mahogany. Where's that black? Here's that black. We'll have a little bit of a rag. Grab some clean rag, I think. I'll use this dirty rag here. Black. Cut a little piece. I'll put a little glove on. I don't like this stuff. It's spirit-based, so it tends to stick and bite and doesn't come off easily. Beaten up Valencia acoustic. I'm planning to fix and custom paint. How long did it take you to get into your first fix, or did you just jump into it? Who you're asking me, Barry? Barry, I started building. I didn't start fixing guitars. My first guitar was a build, was number one, and I've got her right here. I found some old oak, and I reclaimed it from an 80-year-old cabinet a little old lady had thrown out down the street on the road for pickup. And I found this cap that was an oak cap. And there it is there. And I found an old piece of Australian blue gum, eucalyptus, very hard, very heavy. But I thought, I'm going to experiment. I'm going to build my first guitar. And that was my first. That's number one right there, right? And I keep it in the workshop. It did have a hot humbucker. I've got that guy in my current telly and a vintage neck pickup. But so there's number one there. It's the way to go. Reclaimed, absolutely. Most of my stuff is reclaimed. All my commission stuff isn't, but all the stuff that I built for myself is definitely reclaimed. Most of it is anyway. Number one, we love it. Number one. There needs to be a command for number one. Is there a command, Dana, for number one? Number one deserves its own command. Knowing you, there will be one. There'll be exclamation one or exclamation NO1. Okay, what are we doing? We're colouring this guy. Let's colour this guy black so we can get that that flame to pop a little bit. So we're gonna colour that black basically, and then we're gonna come back tomorrow and sand that off. That'll raise the grain a little bit. We'll sand that flush. And it'll stay in some of those grain fibres and you'll get a little bit of darkness. There we go. We'll just leave that guy to sit there. Throw that guy away. That stuff stinks like high heaven. Safety first. Absolutely. Watch carefully. I'm very careful. There we go. That guy's all painted. Look at that flame. It's quite heavy, isn't it? It's got a lot of flame on there. Beautiful colour. That's Australian red gum. It's a beautiful hardwood. It's a gorgeous wood to work with. Chuck that glove away. Let that guy through. Let's have a look at that body once more with the neck on it. For those that haven't seen it, since we did all that work, let's have a look at where we're up to. I'll pop that neck in. Just mock it up for now. There we go. Let's pop that over. Okay, so there we have it. We've got that pearl stone finish, okay, on that cap. We've got mahogany on the back. There's our nice little cavity, nicely, neatly cut out. We've got nice curves, little neckline there, and a little bit of a waistline in there. Our neck is coachwood. It's almost ready. Just a little bit more sanding. It's a little bit on the thicker side. And then we can radius and put some frets in that soon. I've got to drill those holes and do that profile as well. We'll use the, it's got to come down about a 1/4 inch. You can see where I've marked it. We're going to use the drill press with the safety planer and just slice that down across there. The finish is great. Willie, what do you think? You like that? It's not too bad. You can see that red gum through there. It's very subtle, but it's got that slate look. We wanted that slate look. Okay, we wanted that slate look. Here it is. I'll move that camera around and we'll get a look at that. So you got that slate look and you can see that red gum through there. And of course, yeah, it's worked out nicely. The back is going to be nicely. We're going to stain that back a cedar, a light cedar and amber. And when we oil that, it's going to come up nice and ambery and golden. It's going to offset that really, really nicely. Copper and that stone color. So that's coming up. That's coming up pretty good. And that fretboard's going to be something else as well when that is all polished up. Yep. Good. I'm glad you like it, guys. I'm glad you like it. That hasn't got any oil on it. That's just burnt. That's got about 4 coats of color. The color is black with a little bit of white lime wash stain and varnish mixed in. I've mixed them together. They mix very, very well with the water base and applied that, just rubbed that in. Rubbed that in, wiped it back, rubbed it in, wiped it back. No sanding involved. Of course, we had the original black stain and we just sanded most of that off, but that was just to bring up some of that prominent grain and just give it a little bit of a mottled look because we want it to look like stone. And it's come up pretty good. So the carve's nice too. You can actually see the accents. It accents the carve very, very well. It does look really, really good, and it's a beautiful satin. And we're gonna get the back looking the same. So with a different color, of course. But that next going to be something else next to that. So I'm really happy with that, especially with the black hardware. When we get that black chrome hardware on there, it's really going to pop. It's a pearl finish, so pearl, copper, and pearl. It's going to be nice. That guy's pretty much dry. She fits nicely in there. She's a perfect fit. There we go. We've got that plate perfectly fit there. We've got to sand that guy back and make that the same color as the front. And stop hitting the light fitting. It's ideal if I've got to put a battery cavity right there as well for the battery pack. So we're going to do that tomorrow, and we're going to probably do a little bit of sanding and staining tomorrow on the body as well. Getting that ready. We've got frets to go here. We've got sanding and radiusing to go as well. There's a little bit left, but we're getting there, and I'm really happy with the result. It's a top-class finish and a top-class result so far for this prototype shape that I came up with very recently. I'm really happy with the dimensions, and I'm really happy with the way that looks and it's come out. So without further ado, that's where I'm going to leave it today. I'm going to see who else is on and see if there's anyone to raid. For those of you that want to hang around, please do. Live Simple, what's going on? Yes, that old streaky ebony looks pretty cool. Let me just check and see what's going down. Matt Burrows is on. Let's raid Matty. I'm going to raid Matt because he's a champ. Let me get my command going on my phone because my screen doesn't work very well. Let's raid that guy. Is it Matt _ Burrows? I think it is. I don't know if that worked. Yesterday, the raid has been created. Excellent. Well, we're going to go there. Okay, guys and girls, I'm going to leave you there. Have a great night. Absolutely. Guys, remember, March the 4th, 24-hour build. Telecaster, Black Rose. Don't forget to tune in. Mark that down on your calendars. Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time, 4th of March, 12 p.m. Work it out on your calendars. Work it out on your time zones, and I'll see you then. Well, I'm going to see you before then. I'll be back tomorrow. So take it easy, guys. We're going to get over to Maddie now. Until then, though, be good. Look after each other. Bye for now.